Mexicali, Mexico, and brings a professional record of 15, 9, and 2, 8 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, Jorge Luis Roma. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with white trim and weighing in at 110 3/4 pounds. From Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, an outstanding record, 28 victories, 22 by KO, only 1 defeat. Introducing Scotty Bulldog Olsen.
We received your instructions already. Watch your head. We want to avoid any cuts like that. Ya sabes, cuidado con los cabezazos. Cuando yo diga break, sepárese. When I say break, step back clean, okay? Shake hands, de la mano. Bulldog.
Larry Rosadilla, the third man in the ring, giving the final instructions to the two fighters. We've blatantly come out and said that Scotty Olsen wants a title shot against Carvajal and or Gonzalez. Chance tonight, do you think, Sean O'Grady, he might look by this guy, Roman, and be thinking only of a possible title go?
Oh, big chance of that. All day today, he kept talking about Michael Carvajal. Not much was said about Jorge Luis Roman. Roman, a pretty good boxer, has good side-to-side movement, and that gives a lot of trouble to Scotty Olsen. Olsen would love it if Roman would just stand flat-footed and war with him on the inside. The reason this match is taking place, well, Jorge Luis Roman fought Michael Carvajal back August 13th of 1992 and lost a 10-round decision. If Scotty Olsen could be fortunate enough to knock out a fighter like Jorge Luis Roman, then he will say, hey, Carvajal, now it's my turn to fight Michael Carvajal.
In the amateurs, Scotty Olsen is 1-2 against Michael Carvajal when both were competing. He for Canada, Carvajal for the United States in Olympic and amateur competition. So he knows full well about Carvajal, and of course he knows of his magnificent record. But Carvajal is yet to go tonight, a bit later against Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez, and that should be just a dandy. That desert battle becomes the war by the shore. This is a 10-rounder, the one we're looking at. The opening round, these are flyweights at 110 pounds. The record would give you the impression, and I think rightfully so, that Olsen is heavily favored. It's 28-1, 22 knockouts, where Roman has a record of 15-9 and 2 with 8 KOs.
Yeah, but always dangerous. Fighters like Roman are dangerous because they can expose you. They can make you look bad. Olsen not only needs to win, he needs to win in convincing fashion as he will be able to try to get Michael Carvajal into the ring. He can't do it boxing around and taking it easy for 10 rounds. He must win in convincing fashion.
I don't know as how Olsen would be content just to go 10 rounds boxing against Roman. I think his style indicates that once the bell starts, he puts it forward, not in neutral, not in reverse.
Yeah, but he's having a little bit of trouble here, Tom, only because he's had so much trouble with the right hand. He has broke that right hand 3 times, and he's a bit apprehensive to throw it. Mouse the Strauss, his manager, said that they have been working extremely hard on the left hook, trying to pick that up to make up for the right hand.
There he is, that right hand there, and he landed it just a moment ago.
And he landed it on the shoulder. That hurts your hands when you hit your opponent on the shoulder. The shoulder, perhaps the toughest part of the body.
Well, Olsen is such a heavy-handed kid with 22 knockouts, hitting Roman on the shoulder. I'm sure Roman felt it even high up on the bicep. There's the overhead right by Olsen.
Yeah, nice right hand. He turns that hand over also.
Round 1 scheduled for 10. Wherever you might be, here, there, and everywhere around the United States and the world, we hope all's well with you, and that you'll be with us for the evening to enjoy some outstanding bouts. Olsen and Roman wrestle each other into the corner and spin apart.
Yeah, good move by Roman. That lateral movement that he has is going to give Olsen trouble all night long. Olsen is a straight-ahead fighter, the bulldog. He likes to get on the inside and war. But somebody that gets on the side like Roman did gives him problems.
Don't wreck yourself. Don't stop wrecking yourself. That's how you get all about it. If the jab is working, keep the stand. Think, pop. Think, pop, pop. When he commits himself,
Coffey giving advice there. Coffey is a former fighter himself. He had a record of 38-11-1 with 22 KOs. They know what they want from Olsen.
They want him to work to the body, Sean. They want him to throw not one, but punches in bunches, so to speak, and work to the body, step inside, slow Roman down, and then punish him, if indeed they can.
For the fighters like Roman who move so well and have that side-to-side lateral movement, you have to go downstairs to hit the body to slow him down. You have to take that movement away from them. You can do that by robbing them of their legs. That happens in the body.
Olsen's in the red trunks, Roman in the blue, trimmed in white, or blue and white. Larry Rosadilla, the referee, steps between the two mighty mites. Olsen continues to pressure Roman, but he does some excellent work counterpunching and even sticking out that left jab, getting off first.
You know, we've talked about he being the younger brother of the late great super flyweight champion, Gilberto Roman. And you look at his style, he's exactly the opposite of Gilberto, because these two sparred each other as kids. The complementary styles. That's why he has this style. That's why he's so good with that side-to-side movement. Look at this chasing from Scotty Olsen. Look right on top of him. Didn't know that. Got bored and landed a big overhand right.
Olsen scored with that, a thunderous punch. Stopped Roman in his tracks for just a brief second. And I'm sure got a little attention from Roman as well.
Oh, and that's so important that you do in a fight. Early in the match, you want to go out there and you want to give your opponent a taste of what he's going to get all night. Give him a little bit of right hand. You notice that Scotty did not follow it up with left hook. That's because he's making sure it lands. You put it in there and then you plant it. Then you put some power behind it and bring back the left hook.
This is round two. Olsen throwing some thunderous good night Jorge Luis Ramon shots. He's landed a couple of them. And Roman never wary now as Olsen lunges, throwing the right hand, and they fall into a brief clinch.
Yeah, Roman doing a good job keeping his distance. And Roman's dangerous too, because when he backs up,
that was a slip.
A slip.
Yeah, Olsen went down with the slip, though Roman did catch it with a pretty good left hand. But it was after the punch, and when Olsen was throwing one himself, literally threw himself right off his feet. Round two, scheduled for 10. About a half minute to go in this second stanza. Great crowd on hand here at the Great Western Forum.
Yeah, and that jab of Roman giving Olsen problems. Olsen should bring that jab back or kill it with that overhand right like he did right there.
Nice uppercut by Roman, a good left hand.
They know they have 10 seconds left. You got to pour it on, try to steal the round.
There's the bell, and that's the end of round number two. Fernando Paramo in the locker room here at the Great Western Forum. Fernando, where are you? Whose locker room is it?
And we have an exclusive for you. We have what he's going to be wearing, Colosio, which is the Mexican candidate for the presidency next year. That's what he's doing right now. He's getting warmed up. ¿Estás listo para empezar? Are you ready to go?
Estamos listos.
He says he's ready. All set. Back to you, Tom.
Soft-spoken Jorge Paez.
Oh, exciting to watch, even when he's not fighting. All right, nice work. Scotty Olsen gets in, he scores. There's that overhand right. Wobbling, shaky in the legs is Roman, who slips away, and then down goes Scotty Olsen. Actually throwing the left hook. Yeah, when you're working on your left hook, sometimes you bring it a little bit wide. When you bring it wide against a good fighter like Roman, he'll get out of the way of it. You simply miss. Strike one.
Round number three. Roman very busy, flailing away.
Boom.
Olsen nails him again.
He's got dynamite in the right hand.
Olsen hands high, throwing punches in straight lines, and Roman throwing them wild.
One of the first clinches we've seen in this fight.
Good exchange of jabs there by the two flyweights. They're 110 pounds. Larry Rosadilla, not the tallest referee you'll ever see, bending down to whisper instructions to the two of them.
Well, two men are quite small.
5'2" and 5'4".
But good power.
Olsen's working him over pretty good, Sean. The punches thrown by Roman are more slap shots than anything else.
Yeah, and it's a this round, it's a different complexion in this fight. Remember those first 2 rounds? Those are shakeout rounds. You want to loosen up, get all your muscles working, break the sweat, just loosen everything up. Then by the 3rd round, the old veteran professionals really go to work. Something that Scotty Olsen is doing. He didn't want to get in a rush in this fight. Even though he is, you know, we would all consider favored in this match, he didn't want to rush. He didn't want to hurry. Boom.
Loading up that right hand. Just missed with that one. As Roman slips away, grabs him, spins him around. Round number 3, scheduled for 10. Nailed Roman with the right hand coming in. Dropped him on the back of his lap.
And look at the cut. That right hand opened up that cut over the left eye of Roman. And he is angry.
He's down at the count of 7, or up, I should say. See if Olsen can press the advantage here. Round number 3.
Very
working
nice.
to the body.
You know, he's been working the body real well this round. That is why that overhand right works. You work the body, your opponent starts covering up his body, not realizing that he's leaving his head open.
The cut is on the corner of the left eye of Roman, who just got another right hand punch in the middle of his face. Another right thrown by Olsen.
Oh, the right hand has done so much damage. That right hand has been set up, though, with the body shots. The right hand, the left hand of Roman right in front of his face. Dangerous position against Scotty Olsen.
10 seconds remain in round number 3. Roman's going to weather the storm. Olsen misses with another right, lands a right. There's the bell. Round 3 comes to a close as you follow Jorge Luis Roman back to his corner.
A lot of work over there. They must attend to that cut.
It's in the corner of the eye, and the outside part of the eye.
Hay que tirar tu derecha también por arriba.
As a result of the cut. He's up right in the base.
Otro gancho izquierdo.
I don't think it is as difficult or as debilitating a cut because it's not right over the top of the eye.
Exactly. Out there on the outside orbital of your eye, that cut, when it bleeds, it'll bleed down the side of your face, not into your eye, so it doesn't blind you. Here it is. Look, right over the top. You follow that jab back. I don't care how fast you are. There will be an opening there, and Scotty Olsen sees it. Correct. Look at him drop. Drop like a shot.
Here's another look at it.
The boom. The cut bleeding. Later in the round, Scotty Olsen kept the pressure on in that round. He landed repeatedly with the right hand. That's how you take control of a match. You control the speed, the tempo. Now Olsen, with complete control of this match, can speed the tempo up or slow it down as he wants to. If he speeds it up, maybe he wants to go for the kill and take out Roman.
Round number 4 scheduled for 10. Roman with a cut over his left eye. The corner of the left eye. Olsen, testimony to his Scandinavian heritage, very pale of skin, and he shows the effects of catching a few as reddened under both eyes and on the cheekbones. But he's always that way in every fight you see Scotty Olsen in.
You know, that's something about the light-skinned fighters. They're going to show that red, that puffiness much quicker.
Almost immediately. Sometimes it happens just climbing into the red.
Just sitting over here talking about it.
Round number 4, scheduled for 10 in the flyweight division at 110 pounds. Scotty Olsen looking for his 29th win. Nails Roman with the right.
Good power. Scotty Olsen said of himself, he said, I'm a boxer puncher. So I'm picking my shots more now, and you saw the proper placement of that overhand right. Said he's working on angles more and trying to think more inside the ropes. You know, in a style like Roman, you must think. If you don't think, you are a level below a fighter like Roman. And I'm talking about a fighter with a 15-9-2 record.
Joining us at ringside is the undefeated young 110-pounder out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Danny Romero. Welcome to the Great Western Forum, Danny.
It's exciting.
How about your career? Boy, you're off like a rocket.
Yeah, this is something exciting. I mean, this is, you know, only you can dream of. This is, you know, for me, this is exciting.
You come from a family of fighters?
Right, you know, my father was a fighter. My grandfather was a professional fighter. Everything is looking excellent right now.
You're up to a magnificent start, 15-0. You're here tonight looking on. See you in Los Angeles in the future, maybe at the Olympics?
Right, that's something exciting. I mean, we were scheduled for the 12th of March to debut there, but I have a strained back, so I wasn't here.
How long is that going to keep you on the sideline?
2 weeks, so we're going to be back in 2 weeks.
What do you think of the fight you're watching in the ring so far?
This is exciting. I mean, these guys are my weight. Scotty is a tremendous puncher, and Roman's a very, very good person. We had him scheduled to fight, but
you were going to fight Roman?
Yeah, just didn't fall through.
What is it that you look for? You're sitting at ringside, you can't get any closer. I know you want to be closer. What do you look for?
Oh, I'm looking for all the mistakes they're making. Right now, Scotty's not making none. I mean, Roman is just taking all the punishment, and Scotty's giving it to him.
Roman did get in a couple of shots as round 4 came to a close. Danny Romero, congratulations on a brilliant start to your career. I hope it's a long, successful, and championship one for you. Yeah, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Los Angeles soon.
And I want to say hi to all the people back in the great state of New Mexico and my hometown, Albuquerque.
The best to you, Danny. Thank you for coming by. Danny Romero, undefeated young flyweight at 15-0.
Yeah, good-looking young man. I hear a lot of great things about Danny Romero. I'm excited to see his career develop. Good-looking young man, nice kid, handsome, and he can fight.
And well-spoken, no question about it. Comes from a fighting family.
One thing some fighters try to do is get that control back by going below the belt. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. There's nothing else for you to do. You're getting beat, you're getting clobbered all over the place, so you go downstairs. If your opponent retaliates, then maybe you cannot get the control. If he does not retaliate, you take that control.
This is round 5. It's scheduled for 10. In case you've just joined us, by that's Scotty Olsen, Robert Scotty Olsen in the red, Canadian. And we've got Jorge Luis Ramon in the blue and white. Ramon was down in the third round from an overhand right. So far, it has been a pretty good fight. Ramon has weathered that right hand. In fact, he came back and nailed Olsen with a couple of pretty good shots right at the bell to end round number 4. How have you got it scored so far?
Well, through 3, I have it 30-26. Obviously, with the knockdown, it's going to be a 10-8 round for Olsen. Olsen just take control of this fight.
Olsen's pitching his shutout. With the knockdown, he's got 10 to 8 points.
And, you know, the best defense is a good offense. That's Scotty Olsen. He gets in there, he bangs upstairs, down to the body, mixes the punches up well.
Everywhere. He hit him down somewhere near Jalisco a moment ago.
Oh, yeah, and with 22 KOs out of 28 wins, he can crack. Scotty Olsen loves to fight on the inside. If Roman is going to attempt to turn the tide of this fight around, he's got to do something to keep Olsen out there. The low blow that he tried to do at the last round, he tried that. He tried to keep Olsen out, but Scotty, the Bulldog, gets on the inside. The way to keep somebody out like Olsen, stiff, hard, straight punches. You got to keep him out there, and then the lateral movement. Olsen, look, just walking right through him on.
Olsen busy with the jab and the right hand. Jorge Luis Ramon is nailed with another right hand.
And plenty of headbutts. It's something that Olsen has to be careful of, but Olsen wisely, you see when he runs in, he rushes in, lowers that head. He wisely puts that head down, but occasionally catches his opponent in the face.
Style of fighting has taken its toll on his hairline up there, too. It's a little thin on top. I can feel for that.
Parts in the middle.
Got a hole in his haircut, like so many of us. Although Scotty is just a mere 25. Other right hand.
Yeah, and it may be from, you know, taking some of those jabs, because he tucks his chin nicely. The trainers, the veteran trainers tell their fighters, tuck that chin, you hide behind your gloves. Good combinations from Roman.
But he he got down on the right hand.
Yeah, and see, that's what turns this tide every time. Roman tries to flurry, but Olsen's power takes the control back. 10 seconds.
Round number 5 coming to a close.
When you hear that, 10 seconds, you pour it on, try to get that round.
Scotty Olsen in red and Luis Roman in the white and blue. We'll go back to the corner with Roman, and that cut over the eye has, alongside the left eye, has not really been a factor since it developed back in the 3rd round.
Lo que tienes que hacer es allá, buscar tirar upper toda la noche. Esa es la combinación con la que podrías ganar y puedes hacerlo. No renuncies a la posibilidad de ganar. ¿Oíste? Porque el tipo es menos técnico que tú, nada más que es muy fuerte y tú estás aceptando el choque con él. Upper, gancho izquierdo y derecha, tira golpes y cabecea a su derecha, que es lo único que tira.
I couldn't have said it better. Very nice. Scotty Olsen. Work, 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 non-stop punching, bell-to-bell bombers. And right, overhand right. A lot of pushing in there, driving Roman back. But Roman, not content with that, trying to storm back. Just does not have the power. He's not the power hitter of Scotty Olsen. The power is the determining factor in this fight. The power of Scotty Olsen turns the tide back around.
Another stiff jab sends a spray of perspiration from the head of Roman. Olsen's in the red trunks. We're in round number 6.
Roman is tough. Down in the
3rd round.
3rd round from a overhand right. Scotty Olsen's favorite punch.
And a cut alongside the left eye has not been a factor in the fight.
Oh,
that
nice
too was
uppercut.
suffered back in the 3rd round.
Nice uppercut from Olsen. You see those uppercuts, the left uppercut, Mexican fighters love that weapon. They call it a gancho, a hook to the body. You reach over there and you try to get your opponent's liver. The liver sits up under that right rib. If you can reach around there and get that liver, you'll see him take a step, maybe 2 steps, and then drop like a shot. The pain lasts, and it's terribly excruciating pain. It lasts about 15 seconds, then you're fine. But
that's
what
they've
Olsen
counted
did.
you out, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. You only get 10 seconds. You can't, and you can't talk, so you can't say, I'm okay, just hold on 1 second. It knocks all the wind out of you.
Olsen throwing a left hand to that very portion of the anatomy of Roman.
He loves the left hook to the body. You start talking like those movies, those karate movies. Your lips move and your mouth doesn't say what your lips are moving to.
Roman, for one of the few times in this fight, is forcing the action.
Yeah, well, Scotty Olsen is taking a step back this round. This is a different Olsen. Has he hurt his right hand again?
Don't know. He's got a busy left jab, but he's not throwing punches in bunches, not throwing anything behind the left jab for the most part. And is backing up, bouncing about, and actually trying to outbox Roman.
This looks like he has hurt that right hand. I can see it in his face. When he lands with the right hand, watch him protect it. Watch how he drags it down, and now he's not putting all the force into the punch. Quit pulling on the back of the head, says Larry Rosadilla.
Good sharp jab by Scotty Olsen, who may indeed be forced to fight the rest of these rounds. Olsen goes down.
Yeah, that's from the water over there. In 3 rounds, what they try to do is they cool their fighter down, and over in that corner, Ignacio Bernstein took and he sprayed water all over the body of Roman, and that was not cleaned up. Good jab by Roman. Has Roman turned the tide of this fight with that hand?
I don't know, but this is obviously the best round he's had. I think Olsen's pitching a shutout coming into this round. So far, Roman is having the best of it here in round number 6.
Good round for Roman. Can he keep this up? Now Olsen goes back to his corner and he thinks to himself, man, I need to do something to turn the tide back over to my favor.
Remind you that this is just one of 4 big-time fights on the card tonight. Coming up, a 10-round lightweight go between Jorge the Clown Prince Paez and Andres Sandoval. Right there, former Mexican lightweight champion. Paez, of course, a former featherweight title holder, now campaigning as a lightweight, would like a shot at that title. Here's another look back at round number 6 as Olsen slips and goes down.
over in that corner where the water is, you just lose your balance. The front foot you see is on dry land. It's on surface. The right foot slid back.
You're looking into the corner with now Scotty Olsen.
He was back. He had a hot back cut right here in the eye.
Hit him in for the right hand.
Rafael Garcia.
Give it a,
Double it up now, man.
I heard a small reference to the right hand, didn't you?
Double it up.
Well, he didn't throw many rights in round number 6, and out they come for round number 7.
Yeah, when your right hand is hurt, you want to use that left hook a lot. You want to get that left hook working. You've got to make up for the right hand. You're a one-handed fighter now, and you have to realize it. Several fighters, Joe Brown, great lightweight champion, had broke his hand in the lightweight championship fight, and he fought 15 rounds with a broken right hand and jabbed the whole way.
So far in the opening 20 seconds of the 7th round, Scotty has not thrown the right hand. We'll try to keep tabs on it for you as you watch along with us. How big is this ring here at the Great Western Forum?
This is an excellent ring. It's 24 feet inside the ropes. The ring here is quite thick, too. The mat, it is a puncher's ring. It does not favor a boxer. It'll break those legs down the more rounds that you box. Keep your punches up. Larry Rosadia right on top of the action.
Scotty Olsen hasn't thrown a right hand in this, the 7th round.
That is what happened.
We have no confirmation that his hand is hurt, but he hasn't thrown any. He's had a history of problems with the right hand. It's been broken a couple of times. He's had operations on it, of course. Nothing but that left jab. And Roman probably buoyed by the fact that Olsen has gone into a defensive mode, boxing, jabbing, moving, rather than coming straight ahead, looking to put Roman on the canvas again. It's gotten renewed hope.
Well, when you're Roman and you see that something's happened to your opponent, you don't know the hand's broke or the hand's hurt. The only thing you know is something's wrong, and now the tide's shifting over to my favor. I've got to make up those early rounds.
The crowd is getting on Olsen a little bit, too. They sense that he's not quite the fighter he was in the first 6 rounds, especially when he knocked Roman down with that overhand right in round number 3. We're in round number 7. Olsen continues to jab with the left, to hook with the left, and nothing with the right. Gets hit. There he threw a right hand. One of the few he's thrown. Roman is all over him, and Olsen now going to have to fight back. Roman's best round here in the 7th. Olsen may be very much at least a 1.5-arm fighter, but certainly not a 2-fisted one.
Oh yeah, but he's fighting now out of desperation. He's throwing. You have to throw that right hand, even though it's hurt. What you do is you throw it and you leave it open. There's not very much power behind it, but you put it out there only to set up your other punch. You're taught to punch in combinations.
Roman having the best of it here in round number 7.
He knows it too.
Yep.
And he is using this crowd to help him. When you have a part of your body that's hurt, you hear that crowd roar, you think you're actually hurt. There's a ringing in your ear, the echo of the crowd.
All right, let's go over to Olsen's corner.
give me some water. Give me the. Here. You're not using it right. Is it hurt? Is it broken? No. Is it hurt?
Wait, I'm okay.
I know it's hurt. I can tell.
I'm okay.
Okay. It's okay. No problem. No problem. It's okay. Everything's all right. Use it a little bit, otherwise I'll call the doctor.
Oh, that is so tough. When you are hurt in that corner, the referee comes over there and asks you if you're hurt, the first thing you say is no way, not at all. In fact, the corner men help you out. They get in there and they say, you're not hurt. Well, he's hurt from his hand, but also these punches from Roman. These are hard shots that Roman has not showed us before. Roman only 8 KOs in his 15 rounds. Not a big hitter.
Well, let me play the devil's advocate here. I don't know what authority Larry Rosadia has to go over and tell him you're not throwing your right hand. I mean, if a fighter goes into the ring and doesn't care to throw a left or a right, that's his prerogative.
And I don't think that's really fair. The referee, you cannot let a referee control your fight, and that's what Rosadilla is trying to do.
Throwing the insinuation.
He's still doing pretty good.
Yes, of course he's throwing the right hand, but I mean the insinuation is either you come out and throw 2 punches, one with the right and one with the left, or I'll have the doctor come in and we might stop this fight. I think that is overstepping the bounds of a good referee. I mean, if Scotty Olsen climbs into the ring, or any fighter, and decides that he's going to do nothing but jab his way around with the left hand for 10 rounds, if he can get away with it, fine. Blood now coming rather profusely from that cut on the corner of the left eye of Jorge Luis Roman.
Yeah, and that's the cut that was open up from the right hand early in this fight. Now you can't hit that cut because your right hand is hurting. Your right hand will hit your opponent on his left eye.
Well, I don't know what the battle plan for Olsen is, but if I were Scotty Olsen, I would see if I couldn't trap Roman against the ropes and look as though I'm throwing a lot of right hands and flurry with that left and kind of manhandle him. Allowing Roman to fight in the middle of the ring and drive me backwards and put me in a defensive mode, I think is bad tactics. Now, the blood flowing rather profusely. Why hasn't the referee stopped to have a look at that cut?
Well, you know something? What Olsen could do is try to step over to his right and jab that eye. You got to do something to open that eye up. If you're not getting hit on it, I guarantee you, Larry Rosadilla is not going to see it. He's not going to pay any attention to it. He's not going to know that it's hampering your vision unless you're getting hit.
There's a lot of blood coming down now out of the cut and down the cheek of Jorge Luis Ramon. There's a nice left by Scotty Olsen.
Oh, this hand trouble is so bad for fighters. That is the worst thing about boxing. I still have problems with my hands from the days that I fought. Fighters, and especially punchers like Scotty Olsen, constantly hitting the top of the head or the elbow. Crowd roars. Good punches from Roman.
Yes, round 6, 7, and now here in the 8th, Roman has had a very good time of it despite the cut reopening. Now he's hammering away at Olsen, who's going to have to jab him with that left and keep him off because Roman just keeps coming.
Yeah, the tide turned in that 6th round. And, you know, we talked about it earlier. You know, he was thinking so much about a fight with Michael Carbajal. Olsen is not concentrated and focused on Roman.
No, but he did throw some mediocre right hands in that brief little flurry. And this round comes to a close. And for some strange reason, that round was 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Wow.
That round was 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, sometimes you don't watch the watch. But that's terrible. When a fighter's fighting, he wants to take his break. There's some of the cut medicine. Ignacio Bernstein over that eye.
Sigue con la ofensiva, ¿ok? Adelante, sigue. La pelea está un poquito cerradita, ¿me entiendes?
There's 2 rounds yet to go. Scotty Olsen fighting with one hand.
En el año, tíralos ahorita. Ahorita en este round, todos los que ibas a tirar el mes que viene.
And making the fight closer. The early round belonged to Scotty Olsen. He came out in the 3rd round, put Roman down with a right hand. And he has not thrown the right hand since the 6th round.
Let's remind our viewers that a knockdown is generally, most always, a 10-8 round. Now, unless Roman knocks Olsen down, he has got to win a couple of extra points, a couple of extra rounds to offset that 10-8, Sean.
Yes, he does.
So Olsen could jab his way to victory here if nothing untoward happens between now and then. And, of course, this is the 9th round. Pretty good right hand to the short rib thrown in there by Roman. Nice jab by Olsen.
By both of them. Keep him up, keep him up.
Now Rosadilla wants Olsen to keep him up.
Keep it clean. Very hard to fight.
Jorge Luis Ramon is a lot tougher than people would imagine from a record of 15-9.
He's tough and he's long, lanky, rangy. Puts that jab out there, and when he puts the jab out there, he turns to his side to give you less of a target of him. There's a good
against the ropes. Olsen's got a pretty good advantage over him with one hand even there, Sean O'Grady. He pumps him with that left.
Yeah, he loves that. And look how, see how Roman tries to slide out to the left of Scotty Olsen. Olsen has to pound with that left hand to put him back on the ropes.
Not only
you can't
that,
do it with your right hand.
He scores points and he takes time off the clock.
Yes.
And that's what his biggest problem is right now, to do nothing more than, at the worst, settle for a draw in these rounds and watch him slip away. He's only got this one and one more to get out of the way if he wants indeed to qualify as a guy who could be in with either Carbajal or Gonzalez.
Yeah, he must do some work on his hands.
Well, I don't know. He can't have an operation or anything in the ring now.
No, but there are some secret tricks that you can do to help those hands. You have to protect those hands, or your money makers. They are dollar bills in your hands. You have to do everything that you can to protect them. There it is again. This happens a lot when you get a fighter who's a stand-up boxer like Roman is against a fighter that's a good body shot puncher like Olsen. Sometimes you get so wound up going punches to the body that you go low. Put that pushing. Boy, a lot of warnings from Rosa Diaz.
I don't quite understand. Rosa Diaz seems to be busier in this fight than I think he necessarily has.
Yeah, but that is Olsen's style. He's a bulldog in there. He pushes, he pulls, and he boxes.
Well, there have been no complaints from Roman about anything untoward, and Roman can brawl with the best of them inside as well. Nice stiff left jab again by Olsen. And, of course, round 9 is coming to a close. And again, Rosa Diaz comes between.
Good little scratch. A lot of drama in this fight. With the hand of Olsen, with Roman coming back.
That's the end of round 9. We'll go over to Olsen's corner. He's got one more to go.
Give me that mouthpiece. I'm sorry. This mouthpiece. Good round. You got to back him up again. Sorry, there's only 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. You got to fight, dog. You got to let it all hang out. This is your fight. You got to let it all hang out and win this round, dog. You got to come out looking great. We need this round to go home, though. You want this round big. You back him up.
That is Bruce the Mouse Strauss leaning over the ropes there. The Mouse.
Still to be heard from, of course, the war by the shore. Michael Carbajal, the unified light flyweight title holder. There he is, the young man from Phoenix, undefeated. And they see the crowd here, Carbajal on the screen, and there are more boos and catcalls. And let me explain to you, if I may. Carbajal is certainly an Hispanic name. However, Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez is a Latin national, a Mexican national from Mexicali, and the crowd here could be 80% Hispanic, and I dare say about 80%, 75% will be cheering for Gonzalez. And that's why just the picture of Carbajal.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of catcalls and boos.
Some of the greatest fight fans in the world come from old Mexico. Even when they come to the United States, they still follow the Ring Mundial and all the Mexican magazines. They love the sport of boxing in Mexico, and they love their Mexican fighters. Like Roman, you can hear a lot of cheers for him.
Well, when he flurried right after going down in the 3rd and in the 6th round came on and had a good round, why the crowd immediately came into the ring, let's face it, an underdog, and immediately the crowd took a liking to him. And then when he showed some signs of really putting on a show here in the 6th and 7th and 8th rounds, the crowd got on his side. Scotty Olsen is in the 10th round. I'm sure that his right hand is broken. He has not thrown a serious right hand in 4 rounds, Sean O'Grady.
And there is a good left hook from Roman. You know, not only has he kept from throwing that right hand, he has gotten hit with some serious blows from Roman. Roman, I talked about, not a puncher, but he is connecting. Roman had some good skills.
Good right hand thrown there by Scotty Olsen.
Good right hand, but I can tell you, look at him shake it. Look at him shake that right hand.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you, you land a punch like that, it hurts you more than it hurts your opponent. I can remember in my career hoping that my opponent would move and make me miss my punch because I knew it would hurt me more than it would hurt him.
This will be a very close decision. I would think if it goes on here as it is now, and this is the 10th round, that Scotty Olsen will win it. But it'll be close because Roman has come on from round 6 on and has fought quite well, although Olsen, I think, is dominating things here in the 10th.
Yeah, and to win a fight, all you need is 6 rounds anyway. And remember the knockdown back there in the 3rd round. It's still close.
Talking to Scotty Olsen, I don't know why. And I really really take umbrage, and maybe I'm way off base. I don't know why Rosadilla would go over in the corner and say to him, if your right hand hurts, you got to throw a right hand. He doesn't have to throw anything.
If it hurts, he doesn't have to throw it.
He doesn't have to come into the ring saying, I'm going to throw 90 right hands and 110 left. The first and probably the only basic requisite for a referee is to protect both of the men in the ring.
Yes.
Not to tell them how to
Not to
fight,
tell them how
unless
to-
they are doing something illegal or using some strategy to take an unfair advantage over the other.
You cannot allow for a referee to control your fight.
No. Now
The
they wrestle
referee's
each
not
other.
getting hit.
No, they wrestle each other around. Just a handful of seconds to go. Handful of seconds. We've talked so much about Scotty's right hand, I can assure you that before they're through with the fight here tonight, and this card, we will let you know just how serious the injury, if any, to his right hand is. I think I can safely say that. We'll find somebody to bring us up to date on that. Well, that's round 10. It's in the books, and this lightweight go is over. Scotty Olsen, they're trying to pick him up. He is a tired guy. He's got a right hand, and the crowd, remember, Olsen is Scandinavian, and Jorge Luis Roman is Hispanic. And I told you about the ethnic makeup of this crowd here, and you'll see it become very evident as the night's fighting goes on.
Yeah, Roman put up a good fight, but he just did just enough to lose. I think I gave the first 6 rounds to Olsen.
One of them a 10-8 round.
I called the 9th round a draw, and I gave the last round to Olsen.
Yep.
They told him, the mouse, Strauss, told him, you got to go out and give it everything you got this round. He tried to throw more punches. There's some of the effects of that left jab and left hook from Roman. You see in Olsen's right eye swelling.
But he's always had that problem.
Yeah, he's a fighter not afraid to get hit, but he wants to get in there and do some damage. And he'll take 2 punches to get in one of his.
I think the crowd expected a knockout. There's Jorge Luis Ramon. There's Scotty Olsen.
And you know what? He expected a knockout. Yep. Olsen wanted to impress in this fight, and it's hard to do that when you have sore hands. He wanted to force Michael Carbajal into a match with him. If he could have come in here and knocked out a man that had gone the distance with Carbajal, like Roman, then I would say his chances of getting that done were much greater. Now it's going to be a more difficult time. But he doesn't give up. Scotty Olsen.
Well, they've tabulated the cards, and Michael Buffer has the information we've all been waiting for.
There it is.
Let's go to Michael for the decision. Michael?
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Great Western Forum, we go to the scorecards. We have a split decision. Marty Jenkins scores about 95-94. He has it for Roman. Pat Russell scores about 97-92. He scores it for Olsen. And Henry Ellis Peru scores about 95-94. For the winner by split decision, Jorge Luis Roman.
I can't quite believe that. There was a 10-8 round in there. Wow. Now, can you tell me what these 3 judges were looking at? One scored at 95-94, another 95-94, and the other scored at 97-92.
Well, they're looking basically for 4 things: clean punches, defense, ring generalship, and effective aggressiveness. And I thought that Scotty Olsen displayed that early. Late, Jorge Roman displayed that. But, you know, he wanted a good showing tonight. Olsen did. He wanted to impress tonight, but more importantly, he wanted to win. Now he's really backed into a corner.
I find that decision rather strange, to say the least, and I'm sure Scotty Olsen really finds it strange. That in the 3rd round was the right hand that knocked Roman to the deck, and I think it had to be a 10-8 round because of it. I would have assumed that Olsen won the 10th round. I thought the 9th was a draw, and I thought he won the first 6.
Yeah, I thought he did enough to win also. He said that's what happened to him when he fought Jose Cepeda. His only other loss, that fight in Phoenix when he was 23-0, 18 KO. But Roman has to savor this moment. This is a good win for him against a fighter who they were prepping for bigger and better things. Roman kind of upset the apple cart.
At any rate, the fight is in the books.